It's Friday morning, and like millions of Americans, Michael just got paid. That feeling of relief is exactly what we're going to talk about today. And just like that, Michael's savings account grew by $2,400.
Managing your monthly budget doesn't have to be complicated. With the right approach, everyday spending, from bills to lunch, can be easily tracked.
When he checked his balance that night, the reality hit hard. Just $73 remained.
Even staple items like eggs and chicken are seeing significant price hikes, forcing shoppers like Michael to reconsider their budgets.
As Michael shows, successful budgeting means prioritizing needs over wants. He put back the coffee and crackers.
Don't let the size of your payday fool you. A bigger paycheck doesn't always mean more financial security.
Michael just got paid, but before he can even budget, the rent, utilities, and credit payments are already taking their share. You could try to track 47 different budget categories, or you could simplify your finances down to just 4 clean money lanes. We're going to tackle the payday illusion, break the fixed cost lock, and move beyond just saving leftovers. It's time to build your financial future with the Payday Firewall. Establishing steady employment is the crucial first step toward building lasting financial security.
Managing your monthly budget requires diligence. Let's look at how Michael organizes his finances before the workday truly begins.
The end of the workday is a relief for most Americans. But while you're relaxing, is your money working as hard as you are?
Michael represents the average middle-class earner. By making smart choices, like driving this sedan, he builds his financial future.
It's easy to put off today what you can do tomorrow. But while skipping the gym has consequences, ignoring your finances can be devastating.
The monthly financial roller coaster starts with relief on payday, but it quickly moves through comfort into rising tension and ends with significant anxiety. Should Michael spend the full $40 or just $3.50? At nearly $4 a gallon, this decision is crucial for his budget.
The paycheck arrives, bringing instant relief. But to truly build wealth, we need to reset the cycle and allocate funds strategically towards savings and control. In Chapter 1, The Payday Illusion, we'll look at the difference between your total banking balance and what I call your hidden spendable money.
It's easy to feel good when you see a healthy balance. But what many people forget are the bills waiting just beneath the surface.
Michael's money is gone before it even hits his account. Rent, car, insurance, and high-interest debt immediately claim the majority, leaving him struggling paycheck to paycheck. Before you even see it, your paycheck is already being pulled in multiple directions by essential costs like housing, transportation, and debt. When bills like rent, car insurance, and your phone take up this much of your paycheck, especially the debt minimums, there's very little left over. Pause the video and make your guess. How much do you think Michael's actual spendable amount is? As you can see, Michael's paycheck is immediately hit by major expenses: housing costs, car payments, and existing debt. What's left for everything else? When you account for the fixed obligations like housing, utilities, and loan payments, the amount left over for flexible spending is often surprisingly small. When you visualize your expenses, that restaurant dinner might seem significant, but compared to your full paycheck, it's actually quite small. And this is where many budgets break down. The cost of eating out can quickly derail your financial plan. Michael's budget is a perfect example. We often underestimate how quickly recurring subscriptions, impulse buys online, and eating out can deplete our...
Many people look at their total balance and feel secure, forgetting the obligations that are quietly accumulating interest behind the scenes.
The key distinction is this. While this shows your total available balance, this lower number is the spendable balance, the true figure you should use for decisions. This is the core confusion. You see this large payday balance behind you, but only this much is actually spendable money. As you can see, once taxes, obligations, and daily expenses are deducted from the gross paycheck, the remainder is often surprisingly small. Michael realized the problem started not with the budget itself, but with reading the wrong number from the start. And to wrap up this chapter, remember that the visible balance shows where your money is, not how much is truly free to spend. Welcome to Chapter 2, The Fixed Cost Lock. As this timeline shows, every long-term financial commitment you make acts like a chain, reducing your future paychecks. Car loans often stretch for years, effectively shackling your future paychecks until the debt is settled. And just like that, Signing the lease meant a large portion of Michael's future earnings were instantly reserved for housing expenses. Michael is happy paying only $25 a month. But the total cost of the phone, well, that's intentionally kept out of sight. Individually, these services seem harmless enough, but together, they form a recurring cost cluster that can quickly drain your budget. All those deductions arrive simultaneously on payday. What looked like a healthy balance quickly turns into a much narrower, less flexible amount. The payday illusion explains why Michael feels richer than he actually is. And the fixed cost lock explains why so little of that money was flexible from the beginning.
This low monthly payment is easily affordable. But what they don't want you to see is the much larger total cost hidden behind the curtain.
It might feel like your past debts are literally reaching out and taking your current income. Car loans, rent, phone bills, they often get paid before you do. Every time you make a purchase decision, you are essentially recruiting income you haven't even earned yet. When savings, job changes, and emergency options close off, the feeling of being trapped can be overwhelming.
This illustrates how fixed costs fundamentally reduce your financial choices, rather than merely reducing available cash. The less flexibility you have, the less room there is to move.
Spreading the cost sounds easier on the budget up front. However, these monthly payments carry their own weight, and over time, they can become significantly heavier than the initial lump sum. The real question is how much of that future income remains uncommitted once you factor in these recurring payments, like debt, bills, and subscriptions.
Welcome back. In this section, Chapter 3, we're covering saving what is left. We'll explore the difference between saving first and only saving what is left.
Michael sees this influx of cash not as an opportunity to save, but simply as extra room in his checking account, blurring the line between spending and future.
We all feel the urge to treat ourselves when we're stressed, but relying on expensive takeout can seriously drain your finances over time.
Like many young professionals, Michael wanted to maintain his social life, but agreeing to dinner meant ignoring the warning signs in his bank account. Behavioral economists call this the phantom discount effect. The longer the sale persists, the more urgent the purchase feels.
This is a common mistake. If you wait until the end of the month to save, there often isn't anything left. It's not just the big bills that drain your savings. It's the daily stresses, the invitations, and those tempting small purchases that really add up.
The problem isn't a lack of willpower, it's relying on it daily. Automation simplifies this into a single, effortless transfer.
Michael ensures his future is protected by automatically transferring $50 to savings the moment he gets paid, before he accounts for bills or groceries.
Building wealth isn't about willpower, it's about systems.
Despite feeling drained, Michael's savings grew because he automated the process.
Stop relying on perfect behavior to save. The real key is making one early decision to save first, securing your financial future today. Michael understands now. This empty balance isn't a sign of his failure, but proof that the old strategy was fundamentally flawed. Understanding the difference between a strong financial decision and a series of small, fragile ones is key to building wealth over time.
Saving last is a 30-day test of willpower, while saving first requires one good decision. People often point to this daily coffee as a major financial leak. But as you can see, this single expense isn't the entire problem. A $35 food order quickly balloons to $50 when you include taxes, service charges, delivery fees, and the tip. Michael here represents the average consumer, paralyzed by choice, and ultimately subscribing to services he never opens. These small daily purchases might seem harmless on their own, but look what happens when they add up over time. They completely consume your flexible spending budget.
This is the power of the free spending amount. It allows you to enjoy life's little luxuries, like your morning coffee, completely guilt-free. The core challenge is prioritizing needs, securing your rent, groceries, and future freedom, while managing the desire for options.
When facing pressures like low income, high fixed costs, overwhelming debt, and soaring location costs, we must acknowledge that
while his income has grown, Michael's fixed costs and increasing debt are consuming his cash flow. Replacing that vague anxiety with a concrete diagnosis is crucial. This financial roadmap provides the clarity you need.
A better order cannot fix an income genuinely too small for basic needs, but it can reveal exactly which part of the system is failing.
Let me introduce the Payday Firewall. It's a powerful 4-layer protective system that shields your income.
When your paycheck enters the system, you need to assign it a role immediately. Focus first on building up your savings and securing those investments. It might feel like your salary vanishes as soon as it hits. That's because expenses like rent, car payments, and insurance are automatically— the money you set aside for mandatory bills already has an owner. You need to treat this account, or this container, as strictly off-limits for anything else. He moves the bill portion into a separate account. See how the everyday spending balance immediately becomes smaller, but also more honest and accurate. And just like that, Michael ensures a portion of his paycheck, $500 in this case, moves straight to savings. Month by month, these automated transfers build the fund. And look, in just 6 months, the goal is achieved. That's financial security.
This number is flexible, it can change. But this sequence, locked in place here, must be followed exactly as ordered.
To stay on track, Michael splits his variable spending, that's groceries, gas, and household cash, into 2 distinct weekly blocks.
While the initial decline seemed minor, the rapid drop triggered an early warning. Michael needed to adjust quickly before his spending hit the dangerous level.
Michael noticed his spending accelerating. By adjusting his dining out category quickly, he course-corrected his budget and maintained control of his finances.
Weekly limits reveal the pace of spending. It shows you exactly how fast your money is moving. This is where the flexible spending amount moves into a separate, distinct container for fun and miscellaneous expenses, keeping it clearly separated from bills and savings.
While it's great to enjoy the moment, forgetting to check if this touches your rent money can lead to financial trouble down the line.
First, we ensure your bills and savings are protected. Then, we pace your essentials so you know exactly what's left for free spending.
Michael's example utilizes these 4 categories: bills, future savings, essentials, and flexible spending.
As you can see, the $4,000 paycheck is distributed systematically. First to housing and groceries, then savings and utilities.
Asking $1 to cover rent, dinner, emergencies, and subscriptions leads to failure. Instead, give every dollar a clear—
The payday firewall actively blocks impulse purchases, convenience buys, and habits, preventing them from ever touching your protected bills and savings. He's calm because every dollar now has one job. Even though his total income hasn't changed, his financial stress has disappeared.
The firewall does not make every income sufficient or prevent problems, but stops one paycheck from being promised to multiple futures.
We have 2 paths here. Both start with the same income and expenses, but the outcomes are very different. Unexpected car repairs can strike at any time, and they rarely come cheap. You have got to be kidding me.
Without a sufficient emergency buffer, unexpected costs like this $1,000 repair force people into debt. Michael is now relying on credit. Like many Americans, Michael is struggling to make ends meet. He just realized he has to cancel his weekend getaway to cover an unexpected bill.
In the first future, the car problem lasts one afternoon, but the financial problem continues for months.
Putting $150 worth of groceries on the card might seem harmless, but it starts a dangerous cycle. When the unexpected happens, your emergency fund steps in. As Michael pays for the repair, his core living expenses, like housing and groceries, are protected. And just like that, the automatic transfers begin working behind the scenes, steadily rebuilding the fund with every paycheck Michael receives. When Michael faced a $1,000 car repair, the outcome depended entirely on one thing: his emergency savings. And that confidence is key. 6 months later, Michael walks the same aisle, but he knows his budget inside and out. No app needed.
The car broke in both futures, but only one financial life broke with it. There are 3 key actions to complete before the next payday. First, analyze your cash flow. Second, adjust your budget accordingly.
Instead of aiming for an unsustainable amount, Michael chose a realistic $250. The key is to set it and forget it.
The second action is to calculate your weekly spending after setting aside money for bills and savings. We can use this calendar method.
As Michael builds this bridge, he's essentially creating a buffer, ensuring his bills are covered even if payday is delayed. Start by creating a protected savings space within your bank's interface. This crucial step safeguards your funds, ensuring they're utilized solely for their intended purpose.
Comment below with just one number. How many days before payday do you start checking your balance?
Remember, the goal isn't to feel rich on payday, it's to stop needing payday to rescue you. Now, click here for the next video.